friends, it's Courtney. Welcome back to Poppy and Gray, and if you are new here, then thanks for stopping by. So this is my standard TN. I have cut down an A5 stalogy to fit in my notebook, and I just thought that I would go through and show you how I set it up for the month. And you can see that I have already kind of outlined the way that I want to do it in pencil, and I'm just taking all of the things out of it. So I like to start with like a little kind of mood board for the month, just as a little something extra because apparently I'm hashtag Team Extra. And I have written out this quote from Toni Morrison in pencil, and I'm just going over it with my Pentel brush marker. So the quote says, "I have only to break into the tightness of a strawberry, and I see its dust lowering skies." And that is a quote, I believe it's from The Bluest Eyes by Toni Morrison. And I just like to have a quote that says something about the upcoming month, or to remind me something about the upcoming month. And it gives me a chance to practice my lettering and handwriting. I'm not super happy with the spacing on this, but I didn't feel like erasing it and starting over. So I just have to remember that for the next month. And then I have these two photos that I printed out with my sprocket. They are from Unsplash, which is a website that gives you like royalty-free photos if you want to use them. And then I have this piece of, it's not vellum. It's thicker than tissue paper. It's kind of like wax paper, I guess, that I want to use to give the page a little bit of texture and dimension. So I am finishing up writing Hello August, and I have the birthday cake photo. This is actually, August is my birthday month, even though it's at the very end of the month. And it is also my husband's birthday month. And I'm just trying to like play around with the layout of the photos and like how I want to use them. I know that I used this same sort of technique in my A5 cousin, so I was looking at that page trying to figure out like how I used it. And then I'm just looking for my eraser. So I'm just layering that picture with the cake over it, and in the end I decide to move the other photo. And then I am flipping through my Happy Planner. It's like the florals sticker book to see which ones I want to use. And I am using my son's glue stick to glue down this piece of paper now that I've kind of decided what I want to do a little bit. And this is pretty much what I do with any journaling like spread or like scrapbook layout. You just kind of play around with the elements until you find something that you like. And so, yeah, I peel off the back and go ahead and stick that down. I think I'm still trying to decide if I can fit that one photo on there. Sorry that it's not really in frame. And then I have a few leftovers from that laser cut scrapbook paper from Michael's. And I decide on some florals. I think I end up cutting this in half. And then, yeah, I'm going to put it under like the wax paper. So there I noticed that it's out of frame. So I've one at the bottom, kind of sliced that flower in half. They're on clear sticker paper, which I love. This is also another like Happy Planner sticker book. If I ever find it in the wild again, I would rebuy it. And then, yeah, I'm just layering that and adding a few of the gold foil leaves to the quote side. And here's the thing, like my lettering, I think it's kind of crap. My handwriting, not the greatest. But also this is my book and my journal, and no one really sees it but me. And the only way to get better at something is to practice. And even though I'm super hard on myself sometimes and will not want to do a thing if I'm not great at it, yeah, that's not the best example to set for my son. And I always, he has difficulty with things sometimes, and you know, I will always tell him that we can do hard things even when they're scary or even when they make us nervous. So yeah, even if I can't do it perfectly or, you know, to my, you know, how I want it to look or think it should look, it's always worth trying. And that's the only way that I'm going to get better at it. So I have this washi tape. It's from a tube at Michael's, and it sort of matches those florals. So I decide to use it on this photo, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to use it. Of course, I cut it with scissors, and you can see the cut is not straight, which is not shocking because I'm terrible at lines, which you will also see throughout this video. So yeah, I kind of fuss with it for a while and I can't figure it out. And I'm not super happy with it, so I just put it to the side and move on to the next page. So the next page is my workout calendar. So I just draw in like a small month on a page to track my workouts. And I've already drawn the calendar. I have no idea where my actual ruler is. I have a feeling it's somewhere in my son's things. And yeah, I'm just trying to draw it in with I'm using a gray Staedtler this time. So I have my calendar drawn in and my key of the workouts, and I'm just using a mild liner to give it a pop of color, and I'm going to write workouts in. You can also see that I made a mistake because August starts on Thursday, not Friday, so my calendar is wrong. And I did not notice that until like the next day. And then that is a photo of me that I printed out with my sprocket. So part of what I am doing is writing a little note to myself at the beginning of the month, just to, give myself a little pep talk. And I'm using more of those same florals. And I'm just trying to figure out how to position them, or where I want to position them, I should say. And I have to admit, like, I wrote myself a note last month, and I don't know, I found it, which is kind of sad actually, like really hard to find like nice things to say to myself and about myself. So I'm trying to get better at that. It's kind of weird, like there are those like, kind of that negative dialogue that goes in your head about yourself, but like you would never say that to another person. Or if I heard someone say that about someone I loved, I would be so offended and, ready to yell and scream and refute whatever claims those were. But I have no problems like hearing it in my head about myself or saying those things to myself. So writing myself a little note kind of helps me combat all of the negative self-talk I tend to do, which I think is contributing a lot to my anxiety lately. Yeah. And then so it's a week on 2 pages, and I leave room this is kind of my health and wellness log. So I go in each day and I track my steps and how many minutes I was active. I had been tracking my calories But I kind of pulled back from that because it was a struggle for me, and I was really struggling with beating myself up about what I was eating, which isn't really healthy for me. So I stopped doing that. But I do want to get back on track with that this month. So I'm going to track that again. And then I just leave myself space to write. I can write a quick note about like how I'm feeling physically or how I'm feeling emotionally, or a quick little thought about the day. And then at the bottom of the page, I have a habit tracker where I track my anxiety and depression on a scale from 1 to 10. I also am tracking my meds to make sure that I'm taking them. I am tracking my skincare, and I've started tracking my sleep because I'm having a really hard time sleeping again lately, and I have some extra space, so I believe that I'm tracking not drinking soda. Like, I had been really good the last couple months about getting away from it, and I don't know what it is about the insanely hot temperatures and just like a glass full of ice cubes and a Coke. So I'm trying to get back to not drinking soda. And so, yeah, this is a little bit not the most fun to draw out. I do it all at one time, so I only do it, once a month. And I will usually, when I say do it all at one time, I mean like I will sit down and do it in chunks. So, if I have a few minutes, I might kind of sketch out what I want to do for like the start of the month. And then, one night while I am watching YouTube, I will do like my monthly workout thing. And then I will usually do kind of my health and wellness things in one sitting. And I do all of that like with a pencil first, and then I will go in with pen or ink a little bit later, so that at least everything is sketched out and it doesn't take me as long as if I sat down like in one sitting to do it all. I also put buy a new ruler on my to-do list because this is ridiculous. Okay, so you can see like my mood board, there's my workout log, and then that's kind of what the health and wellness tracker looks like. And I needed an extra week. And I also wrote my page. And then this next section, I didn't have it last month, but I wanted to add it this month to see. So I'm just on one page, I'm just going to have like a master kind of task list or to-do list, a to-buy list, and then on the other page I'm just going to use it for like random notes or things that come up like during a brain dump. And I'm just looking for that notes label is from what is it from? Oh, it is from the Farmhouse Happy Planner sticker book. I must say that I have really been using my Happy Planner stickers as of late instead of like trying to hoard them. For whatever reason, we do that, and I am really enjoying that. And then I thought that I had like, or this book had like, maybe I was looking for like a this month sticker or something. I can't really remember, but I end up just using arrows and writing it in. And once again, I'm like hesitating because I don't really want to write it because I hate my handwriting. But at the same time, that's just like a ridiculous thought to have. I don't know. And that is basically how I set up the month. And I am going to go through now and start setting up for the upcoming week. So I usually do 7 down, which gives me enough room. This is like a light grid, which I don't know if you can tell from the video. But so I go 7 boxes down, which gives me enough room to have 7 days. And once again, drawing lines terribly. And I kind of flip back to see how I labeled the days. So I have my week on one page all mapped out, and once again I am looking in yet another Happy Planner sticker book. This is the Vintage Botanicals, to try to pull some stuff in for my week. So I really just do kind of light deco on these pages. I think that sticker says life happens, coffee helps. And I think I am flipping for I've really been enjoying having just like a to-do list on that right hand side for like all of the chores, that the big chores that need to be done. And then that full box says, I think it says everything is going to be okay. which is something that I need to remind myself. I don't know if the rest of you had a really rough July, but it's been really rough, and last week was spectacularly just rough. So going into the new week, I'm trying to have like a more positive mindset. And yellow is my favorite color, and I think that sticker is really pretty. So, and then there I find a to-do list, and it's blank, and I think I label like that to-do arrow over it for just all of like the major chores that need to be done. And then I have one of those line drawing florals on the clear paper that I like, and I am just looking back at my monthly to see what exactly we have going on, and you will see that in the time that it takes for me to write the days of the week and the date, I completely forget what goes on which date. Because of course I do. So I basically just use this daily. I will go ahead and set up the week with the week on one page, which kind of has the overview of all of the specific things that I need to do during the week or places that we have to be. And then I will go in and kind of put the big chores on that to-do list, and then if there are any things that I need to do during the week but don't have like a specific time or date assigned to them, but I don't want to forget, I will also put down, and you can see I have an appointment on Monday, and then I look at Monday, but I write it on Tuesday. And this is where I realize that I have written the wrong thing down. And then, yeah, after I have like my overview of the week, I will just kind of go in and do what needs to be done daily. So sometimes it's a half a page. I'm pretty sure like once, I'm looking for something to cover that up with. Once school starts, I'll be doing like a day per page, but I don't really need that right now. Yeah, I'm looking for a sticker to cover that up. And I thought I had some in the back of my notebook, but I don't. So you can see I finally found this little like sticky note sticker. I don't know, that's a printable from Planning Choco, and I'm going to write the correct appointment on that one. So, I mean, there's like part of me that doesn't like calling this a bullet journal in the sense that it's not as like stripped down and functional as the original bullet journal method by Ryder Carrol, although I do use some aspects of his method. I've really been enjoying kind of the rapid logging with symbols. That way I don't have to divide things out and I can just get everything out of my brain. But it's also like not as beautiful as like Instagram bullet journals. So it's somewhere in the middle. And like I've said in a lot of my videos, my planner needs to be functional enough that I am not overwhelmed and that it helps me do the things that I need to do. And you can see I'm wanting to add some yellow, but that was a little bit brown, so I end up using my yellow mild liner. But it also needs to be pretty enough to make me want to look at it, as like shallow as that seems. So I don't know like what this style is called, if it's called anything. So I'm just writing down the things that I know that I need to get done on Monday. And then I go in and write down the chores. And so, much like the bullet journal method, like appointments are just an open circle. And then tasks are just a dot. I use like the triangle symbol for YouTube and squares for blogs. And then notes are just a dash. And then I've been using hearts as like little, I've been trying to do like a little note of gratitude throughout the day, or like a memory. And then an asterisk is anything having to do with Rowan. And so that's kind of all that I have for Monday. And you can see that I have my month set up. And I didn't write my note to myself yet. And then that's my health and wellness for the month. And my to do and to buy, and a space for notes, and then my first week. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.